He ended up getting plenty of hype during the season. Justin Jefferson, one of the breakout stars last year for the Minnesota Vikings. So, this year, Chris has gone into the lab. He's studied the film with his Ron Jaworski glasses, and he has emerged with this list of his 6 top receivers. 2 from LSU, 2 from Alabama. Impressive group of guys. You were talking about them earlier when I was experiencing technical difficulties here, Chris. Just as we look at that list of 6, where do you draw the line between, and there went the list of 6, where do you draw the line between the top tier and the second tier of your 6 guys?
I think the top 3 I look at, to me, and I think they're in their own class. I like Jalen Waddle a lot. Again, like I tried to describe when we were having the technical difficulties, he's more of a true slot wide receiver. You know, when you talk about Jamar Chase, Devonta Smith, De'Ami Brown, you could say, hey, go line up on the outside all day. Anytime you got one-on-one, we'll probably throw it to you. But, you know, plain and simple. They got the size, the speed, the strength, all of those things to do that. So, to me, the top 3 are in a little bit of a tier of their own. Waddle is awesome, but it's going to be about, hey, you know, we need a slot guy, or we need a guy that can do that type of stuff. His game is more about route running and quick twitch and all that. He's plenty of explosive too, don't get me wrong, but he's a little bit of a smaller guy. And then the number 5 on that list, Kadarius Toney, is a weapon guy who maybe needs a little more polish as a wide receiver, but has some physical attributes that are really, really special. I think all 6 of those guys are first-round talents. I do. I could maybe see the LSU guy, Terrace Marshall, falling out of the first round, maybe. But even after that, Mike, there's a few, like I say, Hollywood Brown type-ish players that I think are very special too. This kid from North Texas, Tyler Dorton, I'm going to mess up his name. Tutu Atwell from the Louisville Cardinals, you know, where it's like they're really small guys at 5'9", 170, Mike, but can fly. And I also sit there and wonder and go, man, I don't know. I mean, if Hollywood Brown can go in the top 20, why can't they go in the first round? But it's a talented group nonetheless.
You're higher on De'Ami Brown than most. Yeah. You're lower on Jalen Waddle than most. People are going to look at that and say, what gives? So what gives?
Well, you know, I think you kind of heard me say about Waddle. I again, like his game, but to me, it's more slot-oriented. I think if you had to live and you were playing a 21 personnel, right, 2 backs, 1 tight end, and it's 2 receivers, and you're playing like the Minnesota Vikings style of football, right, I don't know if I would like Jalen Waddle on the outside against bigger and the best corners in football, play after play after play. So that's where I always favor the guy who's the stud outside receiver. And De'Ami Brown, to me, was the surprise, right? He was the guy that, you know, I went, whoa, why? Like Justin Jefferson last year, I want to go, why is nobody talking about this guy? I mean, all he does is run by people, big plays. It's speed, 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 and speed. I mean, that's what it is. It's like, you know, a little bit Odell Beckham Jr.-ish with how he reminds me how he takes off from the line of scrimmage and does that, you know, when Odell was coming out of college. But he's a really good route runner. And for a route runner that's a speed track guy, there's a physicality to his game. There is. He can play through contact, down the field, people pushing him, doing all these things. He still catches the ball. 50-50 ball, catches the ball. He's not some, like, you know, soft track guy who goes over the middle and slides to the ground, too, because he doesn't want contact. He lowers his shoulder. De'Ami Brown, to me, was the shocker of everybody. I don't know why I didn't hear more about him. He's a game breaker. He's a superstar to me. And like when I watch him compared to Ruggs and Jerry Jeudy last year, who won I just go, I would take this guy all day over them. This guy is a top 20 pick, and I would think he'd run 4.3 something, maybe even high 4.2s if he got a chance to run a 40 at the combine this year or something like that.
Why Chase over Smith at the very top?
It's close. It's really close. Chase has still a little room to grow as a pure route runner, but I think there's just nothing negative about Jamar Chase. You know, he can do he's got, first off, elite speed, just like we're going to talk about with De'Ami Brown, or like we'll talk about with Devonta Smith. He can run by anybody, you know, and even for not being like the biggest guy in the world, he's just 6 foot. He plays bigger than that. So he does a great job. And these top 3 guys where I go, you know, we call them 50-50 balls. They're not 50-50 balls with these guys. They're 70-30 balls with these type of guys. Chase is really good that way. And why I put Chase number 1, too, outside slot availability, but I think he's the most Chase is the most special with the ball in his hand. When he gets the ball in his hand, he is like a legit running back out in space. Yeah, he can run by you with pure speed. He can break your ankles in space and make you look silly, but he also can break tackles and do stuff like that. He has a fearlessness about his game when he gets the ball in his hands, and I think that's why I make him number one. But I don't think the gap is huge between him and then Devonta Smith and De'Ami Brown. I mean, I don't. I'm in love with Devonta Smith. I mean, I did think about, should I make Devonta Smith one? That was a pleasant surprise when I watched his game as well.
Smith spoke yesterday about what he hopes to accomplish at his pro day workout, at which he will not be doing any drills. Here he is.
Well, I won't be doing anything at pro day, but just weighing in and things like that, just letting everybody just get my weight.
And what was that weight, Devonta, if I could just follow up quickly?
170.
So that's it. He's going to walk in. He's going to step on the scale. He's going to drop the mic, and he's going to walk off. And, hey,
yeah, good for him.
I have no problem with any of that. The hay's in the barn. Go watch my film. I'm not here to entertain you. I'm not here. Look, if you like me, draft me. If you don't, someone that you play maybe twice per year will. I love that attitude. It's about business. It's allowed to be about business for everybody else except the players, because we must be entertained. So I got no problem with that. And I don't care that he's 170 pounds, Chris. I don't care. As long as he can get off the line of scrimmage, and I think when you're that shifty, when you're that fast, it doesn't matter if you have a guy right in your face. You're going to find a way to get away from him.
Agreed. First off, he's setting the bar low. He's not going to weigh 170. He's not. I can just tell by the way he answered that question. I can tell by the way he looks in his sweatshirt right there. Yeah, I'm a professional body watcher, okay? He does not weigh 170. I'm telling you, he probably said that to set the bar low, and he's going to walk in there and wonder why he's not doing the drills either, because he probably looks at it and goes, all right, I'm going to make it more about my weight, and I might be a hair slower than I want to be and do those type of things. I bet you he comes in more than 180. That's what I'm going to throw out there. We'll see if I'm right, and hopefully we can remember to do that. But, like, Mike, you said it right. Okay, yeah, there's the concerns about, like, he's 6'1", he's 170 or 175. All right, so let me turn on the film and watch him just get beat up then, because he's just a weak, skinny wimp. Oh, that's right, it doesn't ever happen. It doesn't ever happen. So I'd be worried about it if I saw something to justify that on film, but there's nothing to justify that. In the SEC, where by far has the most pro NFL corners. And, you talk about like the quick feet and all of that. Yes, he's incredibly quick at the line of scrimmage, and then his speed is scary. It's like De'Ami Brown from North Carolina, where it's like they shake you at the line of scrimmage. They do a great job of getting into a jump cut position where like both feet are equal, so now they can go either way. The DB doesn't have a tell. You got a base underneath you, so you don't get pushed off balance with your feet being cockeyed, right? That makes sense. And then they explode upfield, and Smith is like, he flies. It's 3 steps, and you better watch out or he's going to run by you. And with that aspect too, that scares people from jamming them all to begin with anyways, because most DBs, they want to act like they're down there and bump and run, but as soon as they say set hut, they're going, whoa, I got to get back because he might run by me. And, there's nothing in his game that doesn't show physicality. He's a better route runner. He's tougher than I was expected. Man, is he explosive as hell. He can catch the ball and turn up like a sixth sense, like Jamar Chase, Mike, and I know I'm talking too long here, but he catches the ball, and they have like a great feel of where the guys are behind them to where they catch it and turn up all in like one thing. And you go, whoa, that was a 10-yard completion, but it became a 20-yard completion because he was already running upfield when he was in the process of catching the ball and got upfield so quick. So I'm a huge Devonta Smith fan, and nothing says that his weight's going to be a problem.
One of your most impressive skills is to have the self-awareness that you're talking too long, admit it,
and still go?
And still keep talking. That's impressive.
Thank you.
Let me say this about Devonta Smith, because I agree with your take here. What does he need to do at his pro day? Who cares about his drills? Who cares about any of that? All anyone cares about is how much he weighs. So show up, shock the world, walk off.
Right.
And Chris, wouldn't it be great if our job for a 2 or 3 month period, if all we had to do, somebody came to us and said, what do we need to do to enhance our status in whatever the field is? Oh, you just got to gain about 10 pounds. Hell, I'd sign up for that right now. I'd get it done by the end of the week. Are you kidding me? Pizza, milkshake, candy, more milkshake, more pizza, ice cream. I'd get to 10 pounds. I tell you what, I could gain 10 pounds by tomorrow if I had to.
Oh, Mike, let me just say, that's one of the best parts of being an athlete, really. And, I mean, you're right. First off, if Jamar Chase is going to be the number 1 receiver and we're going to go, wait, he didn't even play football last year, you're going to dock me because I don't do a workout? Then screw you. Get all. I don't want to be on your team anyways. So what? That's great. He did all this stuff on film and dominated what is probably the toughest schedule in the history of college football. That Alabama played an all SEC schedule. There was no schools of the Northwest, South, Northeastern Dakota State. They didn't play any of those schools, so that was rough.
You mean like BYU?
Well, yeah, some of those, right? But here's the other thing I want to just with the eating thing, man, Mike. Before training camp every year on a personal level, I knew we were going down to Orlando, Wild World of Sports. There, it was going to be 98 degrees and 100% humidity. You don't know. It doesn't matter what you go in weighing. You're going to lose 8 or 10 pounds that first week of football practice. I used to eat everything underneath the sun 2 weeks leading up to the training camp. My wife would make me toast and jelly in the morning and have half a stick of butter on there, as she threw the jelly on, and I ate a pack of bacon on top of it. It was the best, and I didn't have to think about it.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.